And now we are going to deal for this chapter nutrition in animals, the second heading, that is nutrition, different ways of taking food. And in that what we have been given a table over there. There is this table which indicates how different animals they are taking up food in their day-to-day life. And there are certain animals and they have mentioned some names also below. Different words they had mentioned below, if you can see. You try to fill up these. Say for example, the names of the animals they have mentioned there as snail, ant, eagle, hummingbird, lice, mosquito, butterfly and housefly. Next column they are writing kind of food. वो क्या खाना खाते हैं. The next of course is mode of feeding. Of course खाना क्या खाते हैं most of us know, but the mode of feeding there are certain terms and those terms they have mentioned below that table itself. That table itself you see there are certain words: scraping, chewing, siphoning, capturing and swallowing, sponging, sucking. इन वर्ड्स के मीनिंग मैं आपको थोड़ा सा समझा देती हूँ. They are actually different modes the way these insects or these animals can take up their food inside their body. The first one is scraping, छील के खाना वाला almost. Chewing, चबाना हमें पता है. Siphoning, this happens in case of butterfly. Siphon मतलब एक spring जैसा gold straw रहता है उसके mouth के पास में. And when it has to suck the nectar, जब फूलों में से रस लेना होता है, then it unfolds it. वो जो round सा एक इसके पास में पाइप जैसा स्ट्रक्चर, straw जैसा स्ट्रक्चर है, उसको खोल देता है वो पूरा. Then it sucks it, and that actually is known as a siphon. So siphoning, capturing and swallowing. That of course are easy terms. अपने prey को पकड़ना और खाना, निकल जाना literally. Then sponging. स्पंज की तरह खाने को बाहर ही डाइजेस्ट करके उसको एब्जॉर्ब करना. This happens in case of housefly. Housefly when sits on any food item, it releases the acid from its mouth and it digests and dissolves the food outside and then it puts its mouth, अपने mouth को उसके ऊपर रख देता है. Dissolve हुए हुए food के ऊपर रखता है and the mouth part basically absorbs. स्पंज की तरह absorb करता है खाने को. And sucking, of course, as it happens in case of mosquitoes, they suck blood, they suck nectar and all, right? So let us start. आप थोड़ी सी अपने आप कोशिश करिए, टेबल में अभी बोर्ड पे ड्रॉ कर रही हूँ, इससे कंपेयर करिए. Whether you are right or wrong, you can check immediately. So starting off with this one. This is table 2.1, given on page number 11. Name of the animal to begin with, the first column. The second one says kind of food they eat, and the last one of course is mode of feeding. This mode of feeding, they have given certain words at the end of the table which you may try to write. Beginning with the first one. It says snail. Snail हम जानते हैं सब. Snail is a small animal. Second one, ant. The third one, eagle. Fourth, hummingbird. Fifth, lice. Total number of organisms we are supposed to write about. So it's beginning with the first one. Snail. इसका स्ट्रक्चर हम कैसे समझ सकते हैं स्नेल ना? छोटे से शंख जैसा शेप है इसकी पीठ के ऊपर and it keeps on crawling on the leaves. Very slow movement. If you have ever seen such animal either by naked eyes अपनी आंखों से या फिर somewhere in National Geographic or in any of the pictures or movies, that is a small, very small organism. Okay, walks very slow. So it basically, let us see, it feeds on, what is its feed? It feeds on grass or leaves. जिन पत्तियों पर रहता है almost उन्हें ही खाता है. And its mode of feeding is scrapping. Then ant may be feeding on any food item we know very well. Any food item it may feed on. But let us begin with female items, for example, sugar or any food item. Sugar. That is आटा, है ना? और course खाने का तरीका क्या है? That is chewing. Eagle. It feeds on flesh. Capturing and swallowing. ये ध्यान रखना है बेटे. ईगल कभी भी डेड फ्लेश पे, डेड मीट पे सर्वाइव नहीं करता है. इट कैचेस इट्स प्रे एंड इट ईट्स इट. ठीक है, तो इसका क्या है? फॉर एग्जांपल आपने कभी एडवर्टाइजमेंट में कहीं पर देखा होगा तो ईगल इट कीप्स एन आई ऑन इट्स प्रे. फिश फॉर एग्जांपल पानी में है, ऊपर उसको देख रहा है, इट डाइव्स इन, कैप्चर द फिश, ईट्स ऑफ. सीधा कैप्चर करके स्वॉलो करना है. एंड hummingbird. Hummingbird, nectar and sucking. It sucks the nectar. Hummingbird कैसे हम ध्यान कर सकते हैं? छोटा सा बर्ड होता है बेटा, बहुत छोटे साइज का, और बहुत तेजी से अपने विंग्स को हिलाता है फ्लावर्स के आसपास. And its very thin beak can go inside the flowers to suck the nectar. जो उनके पास में sweet juice है उसको वो suck कर लेता है. Lice है या मस्कीटो. मस्कीटो के केस में बेटा हम घर के ब्लड लिख दे रहे हैं, but that also varies. In case of female mosquito, they will be feeding on mostly a vertebrate blood. We say that those people who have this vertebral column, including humans, they feed on that blood. And there are some mosquitoes which feed basically again on the juices secreted by plants. There are mosquitoes who feed, but in general we can write blood here, of course, and here also the mode is sucking. Then butterfly. Butterfly again takes some nectar. लेकिन जैसे मैंने आपको समझाया कि नेक्टर को साइफनिंग अपने स्प्रिंग जैसे रोल हुए स्ट्रॉ से लेता है. Siphoning is restricted only and only to butterflies. Siphoning word किसी और के लिए यूज हम नहीं कर सकते. Housefly. Various liquids and solids, and of course One thing is also related to sleep. Housefly. By the time you're writing, again I will explain it to you that in case of housefly, what happens is it secretes the digestive juices on the food. जो खाना बाहर है उसके ऊपर डाइजेस्टिव जूसेस को सिक्रीट करता है और उस खाने को फिर देन इट एब्जॉर्ब्स एज स्पंज. इसका जो माउथ का पार्ट है वो स्पंज की तरह उसके ऊपर रख देता है एंड इट एब्जॉर्ब्स दैट. मतलब खाना पहले डाइजेस्ट करके फिर एब्जॉर्ब करता है. न्यू समझ लीजिए, हम लोग पहले खाना खाते हैं, हमारे सिस्टम में जाता है, डाइजेस्ट होता है, फिर काम होता है ये. So this basically says that there are various modes of nutrition in various organisms. हर एक में अलग अलग तरीका है न्यूट्रिशन लेने का और इनमें से कुछ एक का मोड अभी हमने समझा. Under the heading 2.1 and of course for table 2.1 we have completed. कंप्लीट करने के बाद मुझे थोड़ा सा बता देंगे कि हमने कर लिया है. This table must be there in your fair notebooks. Initially from the chapter I gave you two things and those things of course including that good you have completed. The definition of digestion and this table, it must be there in your fair notebook. Now we are moving on with the next concept in the chapter, that is on the next page, second page of the chapter, page number 12. And there they are discussing about the nutrition in case of a starfish. Again, this starfish we have not seen by naked eye, but yes, we have seen it in case of some of the documentaries or on National Geographic we have seen how it basically feeds. It feeds on, of course it lives in marine water. Marine water means the water that is having a high concentration of salt. Sea water you can say, the water present in ocean. So this animal belongs only and only to oceans and seas. Starfishes will never be seen in fresh water. Rivers में नहीं पाया जाता है. And that too, it lies at the bottom of it. बिल्कुल surface के साथ में ही survive करते हैं ये animals. And how they feed, I'll explain. This you have noted and I'm rubbing, and let me explain you that also on board. The shape of the starfish is almost like that of the palm, as the structure of the hand, right? It swims, and wherever it sees its food, for example, if the food is a crumb, that means शंख और सीपी जिन्हें हम बुलाते हैं, यूनियोफाइला शेल एनिमल्स हैं वो छोटे वाले, वो जल्दी चल नहीं पाते हैं, so they are like an easy prey for this. Or it may be a fish. How it captures it? That it moves this way and it sits on its prey. बिल्कुल उसकी central disc जो होती है वो बिल्कुल prey के ऊपर होती है. And then it makes tremendous amount of pressure. If it is a shelled animal, अगर वो शंख या सीपी है जिसके ऊपर बहुत hard calcium carbonate का shell है, first of all it is going to put the pressure from all the sides and crack that shell. Then from the lower side of it, the shell is broken and the soft body animal is outside, it is taken in from the mouth portion here on the lower side. इस तरीके का animal की body है. The other side, upper side we call as dorsal side and this one is the ventral side. Mouth वाले portion की side में से animal को पूरा crush करके shell तोड़ के उसके अंदर से animal को it is taken inside the mouth of the starfish. This is how it takes the animals in the seawater as its food. The main concept we are supposed to focus now on, of course, is an important heading. The next heading we have is digestion in humans. Digestion in humans. We have seen different ways of nutrition here and there, but yes, of course, we have a diagram given in our book on the very same page. And that diagram indicates figure 2.2 human digestive system. Human digestive system. We can see that diagram very clearly. Yeah. And same is the chart I had put up in front of you. Definitely we are going to write its components, but first of all let us try and understand what exactly happens with the food that we take inside our system. First of all, right from here, this portion, look up at the chart. And yes, you can compare it with the diagram in your book also, but let's have a look at the chart first of all. Once the food goes inside the mouth, it is chewed properly. Two things happen simultaneously. One, we chew the food. Grinding, chewing and biting, that is taking place with the help of the teeth. And it has been added with saliva and the enzymes present in it. In short, when the food goes in the mouth, it is chewed properly and saliva is added to it to make it soft, so that it goes down inside the system. After mouth, it passes through esophagus. Esophagus is also known as food pipe. Once it passes from esophagus, it goes to the stomach. The food goes to the stomach. Here the digestion continues. After this stomach, it passes to the small intestine. Small intestine. And if you can see clearly, in this small intestine, the moment the stomach end completes up and small intestine begins, here we have two different glands indicated here. One, liver. Liver on the upper side of it, and there we have these pancreas next to it. Both of them, they are joining small intestine. I repeat again, the stomach sends the digested food next to the small intestine, and here two more glands are there to help with digestion. One, liver, and the other one is pancreas. They pour their secretion in the small intestine. Now here the small intestine continues, the food digestion and absorption continues, and then it enters into the large intestine. From here begins the large intestine at the juncture, at the joining of small small intestine and large intestine, there is a small notch. We call it as appendix. Everyone, you, me, everybody, normal human being has all these components in the belly part. That means what you call as stomach, that portion, there lies these organs, soft organs, including appendix. But appendix becomes appendicitis if the food keeps on getting sitting in this and it spoils, then it results into severe pain on the right lower side of the abdomen, and we call it as the disease name is appendicitis. That will be there with some people and it may not be there. But appendix all of us have. This is a part of the alimentary canal. So after this it enters into the large intestine, and from large intestine it passes and it goes to the rectum. The rectum is a portion where the waste food remains stored and it is released outside the body through anus. Now याद करेंगे, right from mouth to anus, this tubular structure, ये tube जैसा जो structure है, this is known as digestive system, alimentary canal. Some places this alimentary canal
body system समझा रहे हैं हमको.
up in current shape, and in some places
बुक सच्ची नहीं है. Thank you.
नाम कुछ याद करेंगे हम. The first step, it begins with mouth. The next one is esophagus, food pipe. Third one is stomach. Stomach के बाद small intestine. Small intestine के बाद large intestine. After large intestine, rectum and anus. And here in this case, with the stomach we have pancreas. Of course, spleen also lies there, but in digestion we are concerned with these two, liver and pancreas. And the juice from this will be stored in a small balloon-like structure we call as gallbladder. So these names we have understood. We are going to write down the parts of these alimentary canal today, and we are going to understand the function of each part of alimentary canal stepwise. To begin with, let us write the components first of all. Human digestive system, or we can call it as the alimentary canal. We have the buccal cavity, second we have food pipe or esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, the rectum and anus. Along with this, please write down digestive glands. digestive glands. The first one is liver and pancreas and salivary glands. As we can see very clearly that salivary glands are there in the mouth. Liver and pancreas, they are there next to the small intestine. These glands, they secrete their secretion. They keep on giving the digestive juices which help in digestion. Digestion basically begins in mouth itself. It continues in stomach and in small intestine. We have covered the 5 steps of nutrition initially. 5 steps of nutrition: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. These terms we have already covered. Digestion will be taking place in mouth, stomach and small intestine. Absorption of food mostly will be taking up in the small intestine. So small intestine is very, very important. After the food has been absorbed in the small intestine, the waste food goes to the large intestine, and from there it is converted to feces or the waste product, and it is stored in rectum temporarily, which is thrown out of the body. Draw the diagram of human digestive system right now. That's your diagram number 2.2, page number 12. And you can compare side by side that diagram with the one that is there in the chart. We are going to take up the help of this chart to understand various organs and their functions in next coming lectures. Please try to read it up to here so that we can continue in the next class from the first organ in alimentary canal, that is the buccal cavity. Try to read a little bit and come prepared, kids. Happy learning, bachon.